Welcome to the deep dive. Today, our mission is to get into the weeds with a real piece of pro AV history. It's the A-Neuvideo ANI-16-4K60 HDMI Matrix Switcher. Now, it's discontinued, but it really captures a moment in time for high-end routing.
Exactly. And that part number, ANI-16 4K60, it tells you a lot right away. A 16 by 16 matrix, I mean, that's your central hub. We're talking about sending any of 16 different HDMI sources to, well, any of 16 different screens, all at the same time.
Simultaneously, yeah, that's serious stuff.
It is. And managing that kind of scale, it requires specific tech, all packed into, a standard 1U rack space.
Okay, so let's dig into the core video side first. Maximum resolution is listed as 4K 2K at 50 or 60 hertz. But the key detail here, for me anyway, is achieving that 4K 60 hertz meant using YUV 4.2 points, or color sampling. What does it tell us about the bandwidth constraints back then? It mentions 10.2 GBp's video bandwidth.
Right, that 4.2.0 is the telltale sign. You're absolutely hitting the ceiling of that 10.2 gigabit per second pipe. It was, well, the engineering trade-off you had to make to get the smoothness of 60 frames per second at 4K resolution.
You had to compromise somewhere.
Exactly. You had to compromise on the color information. 4.2.0 essentially reduces the color detail to fit everything within that bandwidth. It's a necessary sacrifice when bandwidth is limited.
And making sure that signal, even with the compromise, was actually usable in, say, a corporate boardroom or a command center. Well, compliance must have been critical.
Oh, absolutely critical.
Yeah.
This device had to follow the HDMI 2.0B standard very strictly.
Yeah.
And maybe even more importantly, HDCP 2.2 and the older 1.4 standard. HDCP, the content protection.
Right, for Blu-rays, streaming, all that premium stuff.
Precisely. Without the right HDCP handshake, those sources just won't play. You get a blank screen. So yeah, non-negotiable for any professional install. And it wasn't just basic video. It did support premium features too, like HDR10 and Dolby Vision pass-through.
Okay, so we've got the video side locked at 10.2 gigabits with the necessary compliance. But a high-end system needs the audio to keep up too, right? You can't have amazing video and terrible sound.
No, definitely not. And the sources confirm this handled high-end audio just fine. It was designed for lossless pass-through. We're talking LPCM 7.1 channel, Dolby True HD, Dolby Digital Plus, and DTS HD master audio. So yeah, cinema quality sound wasn't an issue. It passed the whole high-fidelity signal.
Okay, let's shift from the signal itself to controlling this whole setup. You've got potentially 16 sources, 16 displays. That's 32 devices talking to each other. Sounds like a potential nightmare without some intelligence built in. It mentions smart EDID management.
Ah, yes. Smart EDID. That's crucial. Imagine trying to manually get 16 different source devices, maybe laptops, players, cameras, all agree with 16 different displays, each with its own capabilities. It would be chaos.
Constant troubleshooting.
Constantly.
Yeah.
EDID is basically how a display tells the source what it can handle. It's a resume, if you like.
Yeah.
Smart EDID takes control of that whole process. It manages all those digital handshakes, finds a compatible format everyone can work with, and forces it. It ensures smooth, reliable switching, which is, well, paramount.
And controlling the switching itself. This wasn't just like a simple remote control job, was it? It seems built for proper integration.
Definitely designed for integration. You had multiple ways to control it. There were buttons right on the front panel with a little OLED screen to show what was happening, but also an IR remote, the classic RS-232 serial control, LAN control over the network, and even a web GUI, a web interface.
Yeah, lots of options for the installers.
Yeah, very flexible. They could tie it into larger automation systems pretty easily. And it was built tough too. Solid metal case, weighed over 9 pounds. HDTV Supply even gave it a 3-year limited warranty.
A 3-year warranty. Yeah, that suggests confidence. Built for demanding, always on environments. Okay, so let's wrap this up. We've looked at the ANI-16 4K60. It was clearly a powerful piece of kit for its time. High-density 16 by 16 routing, crucial HDCP 2.2 compliance, HDR support, but all fundamentally defined by that 10.2 GBp's bandwidth limitation, leading to that 4.2.0 compromise at 4K60.
And that brings us to a really interesting final thought for you, the listener, especially since this model is now discontinued. Think about how fast things change in AV. If 10.2 GBps giving you 4K 60 with reduced color was considered high-ends just a few years back, where are we now?
Right. Today, it's all about HDMI 2.1.
Exactly. We're looking at 48 GBps bandwidth now. That massive jump lets you do things like fully uncompressed 4K at 120 frames per second. Or 4K 60, but with full 4.4.4 chroma subsampling, zero color compromise, maybe even pushing into 8K territory.
So this device, the ANI-16 4K60,
it serves as a perfect reference point, doesn't it? It shows just how rapidly the standards evolve. what was cutting edge yesterday really does become the baseline, or even just, reference material for understanding where we're heading next. It really puts the current tech into perspective.